Okay, so just give me a second here. We do have two shorts I just did. Okay. And the two shorts that I did was Bryan Adams, Everything I Do for You, and Tommy Shaw, Count on Me. And he's from Styx and the Damn Yankees. And that's his solo song, one of them. But what I wanted to talk to you about was I woke up the other morning and on the radio was Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar going to be in concert. And I thought I woke up back in the 80s. That was really a trip to hear that. They were giving away concert tickets for Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar. I just thought that was funny. And I'm like, no, it's 2025. No, it's not 84. But anyway, so that's Bryan Adams. You can check that out, and you can even go see him in concert. Tommy Shaw, I think he's still rocking and rolling. I'm not sure. He's 73 now, so I'm not sure what he's doing. But he was in Styx, which I loved, and I got to go see him after. Let's see, what were those last three? Metallica, Armored Saint, and Wasp. I went and saw Tommy Shaw because he broke off on his own, and that was in Appleton, Wisconsin. So Tommy Shaw, been a long time. I love Styx. I love the Damn Yankees. And this is Hard Rock Cafe from Biloxi. And I went to some concerts there too. I went to Sister Christian by Night Ranger, and I went to ABBA, Dancing Queen. So later down the road, maybe we'll put them on. But anyway, Hard Rock Cafe, that was my last concerts. That was back in 2020. So we're still in the 80s with Tommy Shaw. And that was my next concert after Metallica, Ride the Lightning. So definitely check out the shorts. The last two shorts, those are really mellow songs, especially compared to Metallica, Armored Saint, and Wasp. But I am very versatile. I like music. Nope, I love music. Okay, so the chat's off on the live, and it's going to maybe stay off on the live, but I did open it on my comments. So you can comment me in the regular comments. Okay, so let's get right into the cards. The first cards that I wanted to show you was the overall energy of today is Temperance. We're going to go ahead and flip this for now so that you can see this better. Temperance and among us, angels everywhere have temperance attitude, divinely timed. And that's the energy right now, and it really is that because of the fact that so much is going on in the world right now, that everything is divinely timed. Okay, then we had the Queen of Pattern, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Questing and Judgment. These are the cards that fell out. So, happen. Keep questing. The Page of Wands. Keep doing your part. And know that you have everything you need. The angels are watching you. Everything is divinely timed. So have that kind of attitude. That's the main energy right now, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and randomly at the bottom of the deck, we have transformation. Transformation. Okay. We're going to pull a few from here. And that's really what's going on. It's just a really relaxed energy of you just got to let that banana cake rise in the oven. Celebration popped out. So what are we celebrating? Well, we're going to see, aren't we? Soulmate. We're celebrating a soulmate. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get them two cats together. Now back to the shorts. I want you to look at the cards on the shorts because there's two meanings there, right? Tommy Shaw, Bryan Adams, mellow music. That's the kind of energy we're in right now, that really relaxed state. Those two songs are perfect for the energy. I'm always authentic. I'm never edited and I'm never scripted. So I just go by what Astro tells me to do. They told me to bring up those shorts. I do it. I push live when they tell me to push live. Nothing is scripted. The only thing that's even close to scripted is all my downloads that I get from Astro, and they let me remember them when I wake up and I come to you here. I try to come as soon as I can in the morning while it's fresh. If they give me a download, like yesterday afternoon, they gave me the Bryan Adams download, then I give it to you in the afternoon. But it's really important that you understand that I'm an astro traveler. Yes, I'm an astro traveler, but then I come here and I'm channeling you what they want me to tell you. I'm a spirit guide. I'm trying to guide you through the energy of now in your physical avatar when you're reading or listening to this video. Past videos are the same thing. All my videos have been the same. They're just done differently because every day I'm different. You know, every day it's different. Every download is different. So you look at my first video to my middle video to now, it's all the same, but yet it's all different. So I suggest you study my channel. I definitely suggest you study my channel. So we've got a celebration with the soulmate, and this person, as I told you, is going to be very kind. They're going to be kind and loving, and they're going to be everything that you wanted in your others but never received. So that will be one big sign, and they're going to give you serenity. And that was all from yesterday's reading, and I did shuffle them cards right in front of you. Now we're going to see what St. Michael has to say, because the last thing he said was to forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. If you can look at everything like it was a lesson that was supposed to be learned, if you can look at everything like whatever you went through was to get you to where you are. Example, you started as a janitor and now you're the CEO of a company. Well, you don't sit there and complain about those times you had to scrub the toilet. You're looking at, wow, everything I went through is to get me to here. Wow, is that ever cool? See, that's the kind of attitude we need to take. Everything we went through was to get us to this point. Okay, so St. Michael says, detach from the situation. So if St. Michael is telling you to detach from a situation, then what situation is it? Something that's causing you not to have positive thoughts, and it's blocking you from creating positive situations. So you think about that for a second. Who, what, where, when is causing you a blockage? He wants you to detach from that. It can be something as simple as your car doesn't function correctly. I remember our 79 RV kept breaking down, and we eventually bought a 2019. Okay, it took a while because we kept fixing, repairing daily, but you know what? Eventually we had to leave the toxic situation. We had to detach from the old and bring on a new. It's very hard. I was so attached to that RV, and we ended up keeping it because we couldn't even sell it. So I had two RVs at the end. And then when he passed away unexpectedly, they stayed in Alabama and went with the house. So I never got to see my 79 RV again. And my 2019 was here in California, and I sold it and traded it in for a 2022 Nissan truck so that I can drive around and have a warranty and be safe, right? Okay, so that's an example with a car or a vehicle, but this could be a person, it could be a job. It says detach from the situation because it's not giving you positive thoughts, it's not giving you positive results. So what is that for you? Okay, that's from St. Michael. Then we're going to go ahead, and Akashic Records were on the bottom, but we have the Divinely Guided Tarot, and let's get a few cards from there. I'm not in a hurry. I did 2 shorts for you, so I really want you to study them. But this message here is we're just going to do a couple from each deck and see what they want you to hear. But as I was saying, everything is important. Even those concerts that I saw in 2020, I didn't think those were going to be my last 2 concerts. And I actually walked out of both of them early because they're not the original Rangers. They're not the original Night Rangers. And I didn't think they sounded that good at the casino. And they didn't play Sister Christian fast enough for me. So I walked out. And then ABBA, Dancing Queen, it was okay. I don't have nothing bad to say, but I did walk out early. I just wasn't in the mood. So those last 2 concerts, I guess if I would have known they were going to be my last 2 concerts, I probably should have stayed, right? But we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So this is just a really relaxed energy. That's all I can tell you, is to just let the angels got this. Now, they had me pick some cards underneath this, meaning some cards stuck to this. So let's go ahead and look and see what they are first. Oop, now the other cards fell on the floor. So we got a few things to do here. We got the 7 of Pentacles, pause. Yep, that's the energy. Pause, stay in gratitude, reflect on your journey, waiting to reap your harvest, keep going. Yep, that's exactly right. And then we had the 2 of Wands. We have to stay courageous, daring. We have to plan. We have to activate. There's lots of possibilities. 8 of Cups, leave behind the familiar. Okay, that's what St. Michael was saying. Feeling stuck, seeking a deeper meaning, changes, new phase, learn from the past. Okay, we just said all that, right? And then back to Temperance. So the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles were stuck to the Temperance card. And that's just backing up what we just said. Then the cards fell all over here onto the floor. So we're going to see what they say. We've got your chosen royal blood. Then we've got the devil, but he's on the fence here. And we have a divine masculine. So there's a possibility that you're going to get a divine masculine, but you have to make sure that he's chosen royal blood, divine ancestry, because the devil's in the middle. He's on the fence. He's not saying that this person's not, but he's not saying that he is. You see what I'm saying? The devil's in the middle of chosen royal blood and divine ancestry. And then this says leadership. Make sure he's a leader. Make sure he gives you that serenity we talked about. Make sure he's in charge. And make sure he's a divine being. And that actually says doing rather than being. And I saw divine being. So that's all significant. We've got mechanical responses. Make sure he's not lying to you, being a robot, trying to trick you. You've already went down the rabbit hole, so that's why it's in reverse. We have shapeshifter energy, so we have to be careful that the person coming in is not a shapeshifter, and that's what it said here. That's why the devil was on the side and the mechanical responses. You know, it's saying you already went into the valley of darkness. Make sure that he is who he says he is. That's what that's saying. That's just a big warning. And then any other card want to show itself? Forbidden knowledge, right. So it's saying use your forbidden knowledge. Oh, that's real clear now. You see how you can get the message? That's a real clear message there. Okay, and then when these cards stuck together, that was a real clear message. Okay, so let's continue on. All right, so now we have Tasha's Divine Guidance cards. Let's do a few from her. Legal issues. Somebody might be going through some legal issues. There's also legal issues going on in the world right now. We've got, that's where that angel energy is coming in, where it's telling you to let everything play out. Same with you. If you're going through legal issues, they're saying, let the angels take care of this. Know that you're worthy and say those I am statements. So again, with the legal issues and the I am statement coming out after it, you probably know that you're innocent, or you're already saying, I'm in this legal battle and I am innocent. Then you have to let it just play out, okay? A lot of times when we go to the legal system, there's a lot of innocent people in jail, right? Because we were framed or we were falsely accused. We have to let everything play out. Just like the girls that are on TV right now, there's a lot of girls on TV right now, and they were probably wondering why they were trafficked when they were young. Where is God? Why did this happen to me? But do you see the bigger picture now? Do you see why they played that role? We chose to come back here. We chose to do this assignment. And now they're making history. So if you can understand what I'm saying and about what's going on the world news right now, and you can see what I'm saying about how back when you were 14, 15, you're like, why was this happening to me? When I went to see Tommy Shaw, I was getting a divorce. I was in legal matters. I was probably like 17 years old, and I was getting a divorce and had a 2-year-old child at home. And it was like, you know, you look back on it now and you see how everything's playing out, right? But back then it's like, why me? Why did this have to happen to me, right? Well, legal issues, I am statements. Let the angels have this. And believe in miracles, okay? Believe in miracles. It says a miracle will soon appear in your life. So just like with them girls that are on TV right now testifying against their perpetrator, when they were 14 years old being trafficked, I'm sure they weren't thinking like they're thinking today. So you have to just remember that things are not what they always seem. There's a lesson in everything. We're going through everything for a reason. Your purpose is to see what the benefit is, what the reason is, what your role is in this, okay? If I hadn't went through everything that I went through, I wouldn't be the astral channeler that I am today. I remember listening to Queensryche, Empire, and I remember listening to Silent Lucidity and saying, wow, and I did get to build an empire. I had a sober living empire, and it was awesome. And I was homeless, and I was a drunk at one time. So to have a sober living empire in 4 states was awesome. All independent, nothing by the government. That's why we had the RVs. Every 3 months we traveled to around the United States, going to our properties, fixing them up. I taught AA for 30 years almost, 25, whatever. And it's like all these things. If I didn't go through what I went through, I could never be the next thing I'm going to be. Okay, I think that's the best way to put it to you. If you didn't go through what you went through, you could never be the next thing you're meant to be. Okay, I am Miss Mystic. I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And definitely comment now. They said they want the comments open. All right, love you guys. Bye.